Good morning, good evening, good day. Regardless of the time or where it is that you are, we know that God is good all of the time. And welcome to Inner Light Ministries, to our weekly virtual offering. I'm Rev D, Reverend Deborah Johnson, and so good to be with you at this exquisite moment in time. Let's just take a breath, huh? Let's take a breath. What I know is that you are special. You are special. And I want you to know that too. We know it at Inner Light. We know that we're bigger and greater than the sum total of everything that we have ever done. We're bigger and greater than the sum total of everything that's ever been done to us. That we are first and foremost spiritual beings incarnate in these little space suits, these little these little suits of skin. Oh, but there's so much more to us than all of that. And we come here to celebrate that, to do it together, because we know that no one is an island. No one is an island. We are all deeply, deeply interconnected. I'm going to bring up our purpose statement just to ground us a little bit. It says, Inner Light is an open, diverse, inclusive community of individuals and organizations dedicated to spiritual transformation. We provide tools for activating higher possibilities by applying universal spiritual principles to all circumstances. Our aim is personal and global healing through the omni-faith energy of love and the revealing of our own inner light. Promoting life's sacred interconnectedness, we embody spiritual oneness. We appreciate individualized expressions and honor all paths that lead to spiritual truth, justice, and ecological regeneration. That sink in a little moment there, yes. Wherever your path, wherever you come from, you're welcome here. You don't have to believe in anything in specific. You may question if there is such a thing as a God. You may not know if there really is divine order. All that's fine. You're here. I just ask that you have an open mind, because there's something within you that's brought you to this space. And I know that if you've come to this space, it's more than just to be here to be at odds with everything that's happening. So I know that there's something in here that is a blessing. We encourage each and every person to find the divine within you. Find it on your own terms. Okay, you don't have to just accept anything that anybody's telling you. You should be able to prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself, because you can't really stand on it unless you're standing in your own wisdom and your own knowledge. Okay, you can't stand in somebody else's compassion. You can't work through somebody else's faith. You have to cultivate your own. And that's what we're here to do. It's a come as you are party. You don't have to be anything in particular. Like we like to remind you, we love you just the way you are. And you can't stay that way. Okay. We're all growing. All growing. And one of the ways that we grow is by cultivating our mind, by shifting the narratives that we're telling ourselves, because that's our reality. Our reality is the story that we keep saying. So one of the tools that we do are these affirmative activations that help us recalibrate. It's like a tuning fork. They get us back to our more original vibration. Today, we're going to be talking about how there's room enough for all. As the affirmative activations come up on your screen, I'm going to invite you to say them with me. The universe is a beautiful blend of the whole. Everything is interdependent. Nothing exists on its own. Life holds seeming contradictions as completeness. There's always more than meets the eye. I move beyond either or thinking. I quell my desire to control masking as a need for clarity. I trade in monkey mind for moments of stillness. Instead of duking it out with the darkness, I turn on the light. I activate my divinity rather than attack divisiveness. I seek peaceful coexistence with my adversaries, not their extinction. My compassion is neither allocated nor restricted. My heart has room for all. Let's breathe this in for a moment. Just look at this, soak it in. Is there something that's calling you out? Something you're going, yeah. Maybe there's something challenging you. How does it hit you? Things like, I move beyond either or thinking. I activate my divinity rather than attack divisiveness. I quell my desire to control masking as a need for clarity. My heart has room for all. Each and every one of these is very, very powerful. I want to invite you to make sure you capture this. Take a screenshot. Take a photo on your phone. Come back to our website. You find it there. Come back to the archives, the YouTube video. I want to encourage you to do that anyway, because there's only so much that we can really take in. And when we listen subsequent times, there's always more that's in there that we didn't catch first time go round. But let it take root in your soul. This is a very, very important topic for now. Let's take our breath. So also to help cultivate our consciousness for this message today about there being room enough for all, we are going to listen to a musical offering from a couple of people very dear to our Inner Light community, Gary Lynn Floyd and Jamie Lula. How I see God in everyone.
Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by an heaven sent. May these grapes of pain ferment, alchemize to love's content. Ever be a sacrament. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Rolling like a thundercloud, let me live my love out loud. Standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now. God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
Just take a breath. Breathe that in. Room enough for all. It sounds like a simple concept. It sounds, in some respects, like it should be a no-brainer. Room enough for all sounds like we shouldn't even be having a discussion about it. Kind of like one of those things you're supposed to learn in the playground in kindergarten. But here we are. Here we are. The only thing that ever needs to be healed is just a sense of separation. That's all. Just a sense of separation. Whether it's feeling like we are separate from one another, separate from our good, separate from God, separate from our wealth, separate from our opportunities, well, like whatever that is. Okay, people aren't good or bad. No, their goodness and badness is their behavior. And that's just a reflection of how much they know that they're spiritual beings. That's all. That's all. When they don't know, when they're feeling separate from their spiritual identity. They don't know who they are. That's when they get into fear. That's when they get into scarcity mentality, the sense of not enoughness, separate from the goodness of life. Okay. And the more separate we feel, the more desperate we become to do two things. One, to set ourselves up to be able to have more. And two, to try to ensure that nobody else can get what we have, or that we limit the number of people that it's available to. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. This scarcity mentality is wreaking havoc all over the world, particularly here in the United States. It's off the chart. This feeling like there's not room enough. Not only is there not room enough for everybody, like regardless of your station in life or your nationality, your immigration status, your religion, your sexual identity, gender identity. Not only that, but that there's not even room for separation of powers, which are a cornerstone of our republic democracy. It's just astounding. Okay, it's just astounding how the fear of there being a functioning judicial system, a functioning legislative branch, a functioning executive branch, that a balance of power between all of those is threatening. Well, yeah, it's threatening if you want to consolidate all the power because you're afraid that there's not going to be enough for everybody. Well, then, yeah. But newsflash, this scarcity thing, you can't constrict it. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. You can't put borders around it. It can't be reserved for just a few people or just certain circumstances. Once you start getting into that fear of the not enoughness, fear of being separate from wealth and prosperity and opportunity and all, once you really start sinking into that, it starts to have a momentum of its own. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill where it just keeps gathering and gathering and picking up more and more momentum. It is so important that we do not get caught up in that we don't. I know it's really, really hard on us emotionally. It's really hard to stay in oneness consciousness when you see things that on the outer are expressing in a way that is just so counterproductive to the place of liberty and justice for all that is our fundamental birthright. And it is extremely important that we avoid the temptation to drink the Kool-Aid. Don't do it. Don't buy into the divisiveness. Okay? Don't buy into the scarcity. Listen to what I'm saying. As it says in scripture, judge not lest ye be judged. When we get into judgment, that's just more judgment. If in our hearts we want to get rid of the people who are busy trying to get rid of everybody, that's just more of that consciousness. It's not really a question of, well, who are the real bad guys and who are the ones that really do need to be knocked off the face of the earth, incarcerated forever, disempowered so that they can never be in control again. That's not a game you want to play. That's not a game that you want to play, even to fight the ones who are playing it. You cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. You cannot heal separation with more separation. It's not going to work. Oneness is hard. There's something about our psyche that wants to perceive ourselves as good. That always amazes me. As somebody who's been a professional mediator for, 4 decades, probably close to 5 now. When I'm doing my assessments and talking to people and finding out like what happened and all that, nobody ever throws the first punch. It's just amazing to me how everyone always perceives themselves as being on the defense, even if they consciously took the offense. Okay, like Russia invades Ukraine, but their spin on it is that it's a defensive posture. Okay, we're invading them so that we can keep NATO further away from our borders. It's just the most amazing thing. How when people take the offensive, in their minds, it's preemptive. Nobody ever assumes responsibility for being the one who starts it. Can't keep doing this. And it's got to be more than just musical chairs of who's left standing. In our minds, there has to be room enough for all. And I do mean all. So the people who are out there pushing the conspiracy theories now and the divisiveness, the authoritarian takeover that's trying to happen here in the United States, and hence has its rippling effects, literally all over the world, and us pulling out from humanitarian aid, pulling out from climate change efforts to, bring the planet back into balance, just like pulling out of everything. That these perspectives, once again, are based upon a protectionist theory that somehow or another, if we don't act this way, then we're going to lose. If we don't act this way, then somehow we're going to be harmed. we're going to be excluded. So these measures are necessary for our own self-preservation. Because in their mind, there's not room enough for all. So if in our minds, there's not room enough for them, then we, in essence, have just co-signed their hypothesis. Listen to what I'm saying. If we don't think there's room enough for them, then we have just agreed with them that there's not room enough for all. We just may not agree on whom we think needs to be excluded, or no, who needs to get the short end of the stick, but it's still not room enough. The odd thing about this, Howard Thurman says it well when he says that in the name of protecting honor, often men do the most dishonorable things. In the name of protecting honor, often they do some of the most dishonorable things. This is not an idle discussion. Okay, I don't know when you're actually tuning into this, but by point of reference, we're in the middle of 2025. The things that I am talking about now are so incredibly important and severe. But I want you to hear what I'm saying. This isn't just about outer stuff. This isn't just about power or politics, economics, institutional control or what. This is about who we are. This is about who we be fundamentally as people. How much is humanity sacred to us? Because if humanity's sacred, we just couldn't do a lot of the things that we're doing. If the planet was sacred to us, there's no way that we could be running back to fossil fuels as the answer to everything. If we understood this interconnectedness that we all have, and frankly, I would have thought that COVID might have driven that point home. I don't know. The whole world basically shuts down. Maybe that, isn't that a hint? Isn't that a clue that somehow or another we're all in this together? That viruses and disease, they don't know borders. They don't, you can't just contain stuff over here. We all breathe the same air. We're all in this together. So it has to start with intent. And what's your intent? What's your individual intent? What is your intent in your home, in your spiritual community, and your employment, your career, your calling, in your communities, in your nation? What really is your intent? Is it your intent to be a place of peace, a harbinger of goodwill, Are we using all of our might and whatnot to build bridges? Are we doing it to level the playing field? Or are we just trying to hedge against our own position? This stuff is serious. And it starts in the human heart. It could not be happening at the collective level if it was not being harbored in our hearts. I keep hearing people say, this is not America. What's going on? No, this is not America. Oh, yes, it is. This is it. It's just amplified now. Listen to what I'm saying. That the seeds of this, they've always been there. We've just managed to weed or keep things at a bay, or in the past we've had enough respect for the rule of law and actually having a democracy, not to go in the directions in which we've been going. But the gig is up. I'm telling you, y'all, the gig is up. We either believe this stuff or we don't. No buts. No buts. If you find yourself saying, but what about the zip? Well, what about zip? Because the moment you get into the but what about, you're looking for an exemption. You're looking for an exception. You're looking for some kind of reason why this principle of room enough for all shouldn't exist. Do we have to create some boundaries? Yeah. Do we have to have some ways of being where we can peacefully coexist? Yeah. I'm not saying that there's like just this free for all out there with no morals or standards or guardrails. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that fundamentally, we have to have the deep desire in our hearts for there to be room enough for everyone. Is that what's in your heart? What about that ex that you're mad at? The one that cheated on you, betrayed you, abandoned you in some kind of way? What about that sibling, that parent, that kid of yours, a grandkid of yours? What about them? Maybe the one you haven't spoken to in quite some time. The one that you refuse to go to the same event that they're at. Or you're just avoiding because of how they vote or whatever. What's in here? Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you have to want to be all buddy. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. It would not surprise you that I'm not MAGA. Woo! Newsflash! That my Black lesbian metaphysical, DEI stuff, that I am not MAGA. Okay? But the MAGA people are still my spiritual brothers and sisters. And that's the interesting thing about us as a nation, is that we swing. We swing. You know, it- you know how you go from 2 terms of Obama to Trump to Biden to back to Trump kind of boggles my mind. Excuse me. And it boggles my mind a little bit. Sorry, I need to take a swig of water. But so be it. That's what's happened. And this swinging thing that I'm talking about, I'm not even saying it as a judgment. What I'm saying is that nothing's immutable. Whatever seems to be so set in stone, it's not. In fact, things are far more fragile than I would ever really want them to be. It's just the way that it is. And with that, I'm able to keep my heart open. It's like keeping the porch light on. I don't want to wish them ill. In fact, it's just the opposite. Listen to what I'm saying. I want them happy. I want them fulfilled. I want them to feel safe and whole. They're a part of me. I want that for all of me. And what I know is that hurt people hurt people. That the more secure you feel, like the more secure you feel in your sexuality, the less homophobic you are. The more okay you are with your cultural heritage, with your race, with your ethnicity, the more okay you really are with you, the less racist you are. I want people to be whole, perfect, and complete. Judgment about them, withholding my caring or compassion, dehumanizing them, tearing them down, giving back as good as we're getting. That's not going to work. That just keeps us in the downward spiral. That's like that. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth just leaves everybody blind and toothless. If we really want out, we have to imagine in our minds the possibility of it. That's our biggest problem now. As bad as specific laws and restrictions are and all the rest of that, our biggest problem is the failure on just about everybody's part. The failure to even imagine that it's possible for all of us to coexist peacefully. Because the moment I say that, I can already hear the, well, yeah, but, yeah, but, and then you want to tell me about the wars going on. You want to tell me about the Project 2025 stuff that's going on. You want to tell me about this. I know all that. And it doesn't have the last word. You can't give it the last word. I'm talking about basic spiritual principle here. Let's say you you're working a 12-step program. Okay. That's hard. It's meant to be hard. It's meant to disrupt the narratives that you've been telling yourself that have gotten you into making the kinds of choices that you've been making. It's meant to be rigorous. It's meant to be healing, transformative. It's meant to purge you, to purify you, to move you into a more consecrated life where you value yourself and you value the other people. Fundamentally, that's ultimately what it's about. Now, how far people take it, that's on them. But there comes this point in time of making amends. After you do that fierce inventory, where you make the amends. Well, guess what? You can't worry about where everybody else is. Listen to what I'm saying. If you focus too much on how you think you're going to be received, no, you won't even do it. In fact, it's the opposite. If you're really doing amends, you got to be willing to hear it. Okay. You faced what you've done, but that's not enough. You have to take a look at the impact as well. You've been spending time in recovery trying to figure out your intent and where you're coming from. But your intent and the impact are not the same thing. This is what's going on in our social political environment, where people just keep talking about like their intent and what it is we want to do and the president's agenda. And we have these war goals and yeah, but what about all the collateral damage? What about that? It won't register because it's so much self-absorption. So when you have time, when it comes time for you to do these amends, there has to be room enough in you. Listen to what I'm saying. Room enough in you to forgive you, to forgive them, and to forgive them if they choose not to forgive you. Just saying. There has to be room enough for them to stay in the old narrative and to get out of it whenever they choose to get out of it, and maybe they never do. But you can't let that stop you from moving into the place of forgiveness. That's where your healing comes. That's where your healing comes. That's the room enough for all. But in the meantime, your heart's not locked up. You're not frozen. Okay, you're not being depleted. You're not raging with anger. You're not letting guilt consume you. You're free. You're free. Making room in our heart for everyone is our ticket to freedom. freedom. Do you want to be free? Do you want to be able to just sleep at night with not a bunch of angst? Do you want to live in that energy and vibration of possibility? What do you want? It's possible. You just have to choose it. That's all. And we're here at Inner Light to uplift and to support each other in making these choices, to live as full of a spiritually actualized life as you possibly can. We're here to help you with that. We're here to do that work together. That's why we're here. Take a breath. Let's turn with it. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. We lay the weapons down. We lay them down by the riverside and study war no more. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. We choose to step into that divine inheritance of ours, that spiritual lineage, that DNA, that is the truth of who we are. The peacemakers, the ones who have so found the peace within themselves that their very presence brings other people to peace. We breathe that in. We express gratitude in this moment. Gratitude is that vibration that uplifts us. Gratitude is that vibration of thank you. The acknowledgement of something already received. The grace is already here. It's already here. We give thanks for its bounty. In this moment right now, we dare to believe, to transcend the so-called facts. There's so much more than what meets the eye. So we bring the yes factor. We don't have to know everything. We don't have to figure it all out. That's not our job. Our job is to just know that it's possible, and that's where we stand. We stand in the possibility of all needs met. We stand in the possibility of divine right relationships. From the most personal and interpersonal to the most global. We stand in the all needs met. Healing of the body temple. Healing of our body politic. Doors of opportunity opening up. Confusions lifted. The clarity's right there. It's just clouded up in a fog of confusion, and that lifts just like the fog lifts when the sun hits it. When clarity comes rolling through, when insight and vision is the order of the day, when we resonate with it down in the truth of our being, oh, that's when we know who we are. As I speak this word, I know that no person, place, or thing can stand in the way. What's ours is ours. The divine inheritance. We're not standing in the soup line of life. We assume our assignment at the banquet. And whatever that has to look like, we give our full consent. Let the forgiveness begin. Let the healing begin. We just say yes. It's good. It's done. We get out of the way. We allow it to be. And so it is. So it is. You know, and as a praying community, you can contact us for prayer support or just to stand with you in knowing the goodness is at hand. You can reach us at 831-465-9090, extension 254. You can send us an email at 4prayer@innerlightministries.com. And one of our prayer practitioners will get right back to you with your own tailor-made prayer. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're serious about this Room Enough for All. We're spearheading an event that I'd like to invite you to. It's an in-person only. I'm afraid this one is. We do have other things online, but this one's in person. It's an event that's August the 18th. It's a joint venture between Inner Light Ministries, Temple Bethel, and Centers for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz. It's called Pulled by Vision, Changing Our Political Conversation. This is a time for us to get together. We're going to be doing visioning, full-on visioning. We'll provide you all the supplies, the markers, the crayons, everything. We'll be visioning the highest possibilities for some of the most critical issues of the day. Things like democracy, immigration, healthcare, climate change, electoral politics, global relations, and the economy. We're not going to be denying our feelings, quite the contrary. We're going to have a chance to look at those and then to transform them into narratives that are in alignment with what is being revealed to us as highest possibilities in our narratives. There are 18 facilitators that are ready. They're ready. They'll be trained. Most of them are familiar with this process anyway. So you'll be in small groups, like very intimate, free of charge. It's a love offering basis. Okay. So we really invite you to show up, to participate, to invite other people to come and to do it and to participate. There's a QR code there and there's information. Please avail yourself of it. If you're anywhere in that area, we would love to see you there. We appreciate your gifts, your kindness, your generosity. That event is on a love offering basis. We try to make everything as accessible as we possibly can. And, you know, needless to say that we all need financial sustenance to do the work that we're doing and to be able to expand it and to reach out to even more people. And that's where you come in. We're not a traditional membership community. It's literally whomever it is that comes and whomever it is that participates. And right now, that's you. If you're getting anything out of this, if you really would like to see this in the world, we invite you to make a generous donation. You'll see on your screen there are various ways in which you're able to make that contribution. You can use a QR code that's there, your mobile device. You can text to give at 831-231-0065. Both of those come with a recurring option. So you can just put in there with the text to give. If you don't want to use a debit card, credit card, you can tie it directly to an account. Whatever it is that you would like to do. If you use the QR code, you can tie it, you can use PayPal. If you don't want to use a debit or a credit card, we're trying to make it as easy and convenient for you as you possibly can. If you prefer Zelle or Venmo, accounting@innerlightministries.com. There's Cash App. If you are on the website, you can go straight there to the donate buttons that are there. You want to mail in a check, you can mail it in P.O. Box 1029, SoCal, California, 95073. Whatever your methodology is, I know that you're answering. You're answering the call at the depth and the level to which you're being called. And for those of you who have been pledging with us and who are doing reoccurring, thank you, because it is your consistency that empowers us to be able to keep showing up and doing the things that we are in fact doing. Remember, though, that it's not a one-way street. We take all of these gifts, we take all of these tithes, and we bless them, knowing that that act of blessing empowers them to magnify and do a mighty work. It comes back to you. Your generosity returns to you. So breathe that in. Like us, share this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, come back to our website and check out the affirmations. What a time we are in. And we're so glad to be doing this thing called life with you. We have a motto and we're very, very serious about it. Don't just listen to this and then go on and act like it didn't happen. No, take this consciousness and multiply it. See you next time.